What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So, I want to touch on this because it has to be said. Because this is the play every 4 years that both political parties do in an effort to gain votes. The tragedy that occurred in Springfield, Illinois, involving this woman, Sonia Massey, was an absolute disgrace. Okay? There was no justification for what those police officers did. I don't care what anybody on here says. No justification whatsoever. If you actually can, if you have a functioning brain and you're a critical thinker and you read between the lines, those police officers were looking for a reason to do what they did. That was a premeditated execution. When she made the call that she saw someone, a prowler, outside, after those police officers did their perimeter check, they should have said something to the effect of, "We don't see anyone on the property, ma'am. But if you do see something, don't hesitate to call. Your safety is our priority." And maybe they should have suggested that she get some type of security system, got her name for a report, and kept it moving. That's what a good cop would do. That's what the good cops would have done. But as we all know, there are people that join the police force because they want to inflict harm on people who they don't like. It gives them a legal justification to go out and execute people who they don't like. But they know that they have to do it in a way that makes it seem justified. Because they know they got the body cams now. So they can't get away with what they used to do. They got to make it blur the lines. But if anybody with a brain could see what they did, why do you need her ID and she's in her own house? Why do you need all this? Why do you need all this identity stuff? Why do you need all this identification? Why do you need all of these so-called proof? Then why to tell her to go over to the stove to turn the water off? She pours cold water in the pot, and then all of a sudden she's threatening you with the water. You wanted to shoot her in the face. That police officer should get the maximum penalty as afforded by the law. If I had my way, it'll be even worse, but I can't say it on here. Now, having said that, be wary of politicians using this senseless tragedy for votes. You're going to see it on the right, but what I'm mostly concerned about is on the left, because that's my people. Now, on the right, what you're going to see are politicians, some of them, using this situation to try to rally voters to vote out of anger. But this ain't quite the right issue for that. Now, if Donald Trump, who's trying to change the image of the Republican Party, if he falls for that, if he plays I'm strong on law and order, we should never criticize. If he goes that route, then you know what? He deserves to lose. He deserves to lose. And it'll be the biggest upset. It'll be the biggest blunder ever as far as a campaign that blew it. Because that party, which has a history of racism, and it is a lot of racists in that party, they're going to continue to make the same mistakes, and they're going to be trying to figure out why they lost. Because y'all stupid. That's why. You're stupid. But this is what I'm more concerned about. I'm already seeing people out here who really are Democrats. You know what I'm saying? They're really Democrats, pretending like they are objective observers, fan the flames to get people riled up and vote. Oh, Trump said he's going to give this cop immunity. He didn't say that in particular. What he said was, in a speech back in March, something to the effect of, I think it was back in March. It was either March or May. He said something in a speech about police officers should be given immunity from prosecution, which I think he probably said that as red meat to his supporters. But I tell you what, if he stands on that in this situation, he deserves to lose. He deserves to lose. Absolutely. He does. But I'm still leery, and I'm still trying to warn people, be very, very careful about voting out of emotion. Because this is what they do every 4 years. Trayvon Martin, 2012. The Ferguson tragedy and uprising, 2016. 2020, we had multiple situations. Obviously, George Floyd, Breonna Taylor, Ahmaud Arbery, the whole, all the Black Lives Matter stuff, right? And they use that to get black people to go out and vote for Joe Biden. Now they're going to use this tragedy, any other tragedy that occurs that involves police and minorities, in particular black people, to get you pissed off and to go out and vote for Kamala. Never mind the fact that in the last 3 years, the media, the left-wing leaning media, completely ignored all shootings involving minorities and police officers. This ain't just started. It's been going on every year. I've done videos about it. The brother LB's done videos about it. Nobody cared. Why? Because the media told you not to care. Everything is so good. Everything's getting better under Joe Biden. But now, when they need votes, now they're going to start focusing on these things. Because they know that's going to get most people to come vote for Kamala. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to build this support for Kamala. They're going to try to rebrand her. Now they're trying to rebrand Kamala, as a social justice fighter. And act like she ain't sent thousands of black men and women to prison when she was Attorney General of California on trumped up charges. We're supposed to ignore that she kept an innocent man on death row, knowing he was innocent. We're supposed to ignore all the times they hid evidence to keep black men and black women in jail. This is the same woman, right, Kamala Harris, who helped the police officer who gunned down Oscar Grant back in New Year's Day 2009. It's the same woman, Kamala Harris, who they're trying to rebrand as a social justice warrior, who did everything she could to soften the prison sentence of that police officer. He only got 13 months. Now, all of a sudden, she's a social justice warrior. Don't fall for the banana in the tailpipe again, folks. Don't do it. Don't do it. I'm not telling you to vote for Trump. And I'm not telling you to vote Republican. There are other options. You can vote third party. Or you don't have to vote at all. So people are going to say, well, that's going to put Trump in office. Well, look, it's a choice between either drinking poison or, to me, voting for either party is a choice between drinking poison or execution by firing squad. One of them is a little faster, but it's the same result. So they do this every 4 years. And the question I have for you is, once you do vote for Kamala, why don't they actually go out there and pass a hate crime bill specifically for black people, like they have for Latinos and Asians and others, and Jewish people? They've never passed a hate crime bill specifically designated to protect us. What's the excuse? Because if Kamala gets in, if she does get in, there will be three Democratic administrations out of the last 4. 16 years if she makes it to 2029, which she should, if she gets elected, there'll be 16 years of Democratic rule out of the last 20. Where are all the incentives for us? Where all the legislation that's been passed to benefit us? None. What about crime? What about reforms in the criminal justice system? What about more protections for citizens against these animal thug police officers? They're designed for us. Where's that at? Now, if they talk about actually doing that, then okay, vote for her. Don't just fan the flames of, oh, this happened, so let's vote for her, and nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. Nothing gets done. Don't fall for it, man. I'm telling you, that's what they do. They do this every 4 years. And we get out there and we get mad and we vote Democratic in heavy numbers, and then nothing changes. And then another thing. I know a lot of brothers talked about this. I don't want to hear anybody get on here. If you vote for Kamala and you vote for the Democratic agenda, don't get on here and complain about, oh man, hey, I'll do a video about these transformers in sports and too raw. You see the stuff they trying to put. I don't want to hear that, because if you vote for her, by extension, you're supporting all those other things. You're letting that one issue manipulate you into supporting all this other stuff. So at this point, if you do vote that way, I don't want to hear you complain about none of this other stuff. No more. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. If you vote for her, by extension, you support everything on that platform. Oh, yeah. One other thing I want to say. There's stuff about, just to prove this all a game, to manipulate people. You know, Trump supposed to be a racist, and to a certain extent he is. And he's called her incompetent and all this stuff, and Kamala's, an idiot. What he said? Dumb as rocks and all that, right? Did y'all know this? Let's see if I can pull this up. Back when Kamala Harris was running for Attorney General of California, she's a Democrat now, in liberal California. Democrat. Look who sent a check to her campaign of $5,000. See that name? It's all a con, man. So if she's such a bad candidate, or she's dumb as rocks, as he puts it, why do you donate money to her campaign? And he's such a conservative Republican, why did he donate money to a liberal Democrat? Why do you support her? It's all one big club, and we ain't in it.